Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, June 9th, 2020. My name is Aubrey. We are in an eclipse week and this is my astrological outlook for the day. So today we have the sun moving to 20 degrees of Gemini, and this is actually the degree where it will be at for the eclipse tomorrow. So we are getting ready. The sun is moving into position. And this degree, 20 degrees of Gemini, the Sabian symbol for this degree is a cafeteria with an abundance of choices. And just to be clear, Sabian symbols are like the energetic depictions, the frequency of any particular individual degree of the zodiac, described in a picture form so that we can get a better idea of the effect that it has, how it resonates in terms of our psyche being able to understand the frequency of the energetics. So that's what Sabian symbols do, is they describe energetics in a picture form. And today, for the degree of the sun and where it will be for the eclipse tomorrow, which I will talk much more detail about tomorrow, it's at 20 Gemini, a cafeteria with an abundance of choices. So I do believe that with this eclipse tomorrow, we will, and it's also the new moon, let's not forget, the sun and the moon are going to be conjuncting at 20 degrees of Gemini, and it's in close proximity to the north and the south node, and that's why it's an eclipse. And so I do believe that this will bring with it an abundance of choices and options and alternatives and perspectives and opportunities and people, everybody having their own viewpoint, adding their own little splash of whatever they have to contribute to this mix of crazy information that we have flying around everywhere. I think that because of the degree, a cafeteria with an abundance of choices, both today and for the eclipse tomorrow, there is just going to be a lot of options, a lot of choices, and this is directly in regards to the path ahead, the North Node. Much of this will also come in the form of, like I've been talking about, new perspectives, new ideas, new understandings that realign our path going forward. Because this is all about Gemini, information, ideas, the truth, looking at options, alternatives, communicating, the media, social media. And with the North Node and with the Sun also coming into conjunction with Mercury retrograde and square to Neptune this week, and also just that degree being highlighted today and for the eclipse, it's just talking about a lot of options coming in regards to the direction that we're headed going forward. The Sun, like I just mentioned, is also coming closer into its conjunction with Mercury retrograde right now. And this is really triggering things from the past coming back around for a second look, seen through a lens of new information that we're acquiring and altered understandings of things based on that new information that we are acquiring. And it's altering and changing our viewpoint of what actually happened with something at some point in the past, because this is Mercury retrograde. We're going back, we're re-looking at things, we're re-examining things, and a lot of times it has to do specifically in this case with things that have been deceiving or lacked clarity or lacked truth or just been sort of manipulated or shrouded or clouded in mystery or illusion or deception or distortion in some way. We have the square to Neptune in Pisces. So all of that is happening. We have the sun at this degree for the eclipse tomorrow, moving into position today, and that is also closing the gap between the sun and Mercury going retrograde, and it's also closing the gap between the sun and its pending square to Neptune that is right around the corner as well. So bringing up and highlighting, shining a literal light on Mercury retrograde currently in square to Neptune. That is, again, kind of making us retrace our steps in terms of our understandings about things, what we thought was going on, what we thought was happening, and what we are coming to find is happening now and has really gone on. This whole month is really about exposing information that has been hidden or made like foggy or cloudy in some way. Now, also today, to set us up for the eclipse tomorrow, we have the sun or the moon in Gemini. The moon is moving through early Gemini, and the moon will be coming into a conjunction with the North Node today, and also coming into a trine to Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So the new revelations, all of these choices, all of these options, the cafeteria with abundance of choices, the new revelations and the new understandings about things that are coming with this and all of the abundance of them are really coming now to help us emotionally and internally align with our truth and our true purpose and our path forward, that we are reforming and restructuring. And we are reforming and restructuring the future today through aligning emotionally the moon with where we are headed, the North Node, where destiny and where we are headed, the North Node, and also simultaneously reflecting on what we are moving away from and where we've been. Okay, because the moon is conjuncting the North Node. That also means that the moon is opposing the South Node, and the South Node is what we are moving away from, what we need to release, what we need to evolve out of. And with the moon there, it's really kind of reflecting on that and shining a light upon the things that we're leaving behind, and also simultaneously emphasizing the direction and the path forward, what we need to open to now, what we need to embrace, and where we need to go going forward. And so this is another very strongly fated day where destiny is really just happening. It is a theme, fated occurrences, meeting people, conversations, just information that comes to you. A lot of what's going on right now is aligning us, and it's just very fated and very destined in a lot of ways because of the activations that are going on right now, and because of the fact that we're in this window period, moving us really truly like out of the past and into the new direction of the future, where it wants to bring us based on the choices, the decisions, and the evolutions that we've made personally and internally until this point in time. So another very strongly fated day today, just because of that moon lining up with the North Node, giving us a real good look at what we're moving away from, opposing the South Node, and simultaneously all of these choices, all of this information, all of these new perspectives, all of these new findings and understandings that are really opening the field up for us and our movement forward down the new path that we're aligned with now, and where the universe, our blueprint, wants to take us moving forward. The last thing that I want to talk about today is that we have Jupiter changing degrees, and Jupiter's moving from 2 degrees of Pisces to 3 degrees of Pisces today. And this Sabian symbol is a petrified forest. So things from the past, frozen in time, are being expanded, Jupiter, and emphasized so that we can take a second look at them right now. Sun conjunct Mercury retrograde and square to Neptune. We are taking a second look at things. Jupiter also rules the truth. And so, and in Pisces, this is bringing truth through exposing deception. And while Jupiter is in Pisces, Jupiter is actually going to station retrograde soon and back up into Aquarius. And he'll be in Aquarius for a little while longer. And then when he goes direct and moves back into Pisces, that is when we are really going to see all of the major revelations that a lot of people have been waiting on for a really long time, as Jupiter goes through Pisces into 2022 and connects or conjuncts Neptune in Pisces. That is when we'll really get all of the major revelations. But while Jupiter is in Pisces now, and especially while we have this eclipse going on and Mercury retrograde and square to Neptune, this is doing a lot to break through the illusion and bust through the deception and the distortion, and really try to expose some of the things that have been going on sort of under the surface. So with Jupiter at this degree now, a petrified forest, this could indicate that we are being given we're being given an opportunity now to freeze the past in place for examination and analysis of what has existed before, the state of how things used to be, and where we have been deceived, and assisting us to move on and release that life, that world, that entire petrified forest, as there is nothing truly in it for us anymore besides a log of our history, essentially, and what we need to leave behind and embrace as our newly opened frontiers and the new opportunities the North Node in Gemini is bringing us open for us this year. Remember, the degree of the North Node right now is newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. So we have that going on, and that is really what the North Node is doing for us now, aligning us with our newly opened lands and our new opportunities for experience in this whole new world, this new energetic, this new paradigm as we move into the age of Aquarius. And then we have the sun today at a cafeteria with an abundance of choices coming into conjunction with Mercury retrograde in square to Neptune, which is having us go back, look at things from the past, reevaluate, get more information, get more perspectives, look at things from a different viewpoint, gain ideas, learn about what happened, and then reevaluate our feelings about it, reevaluate what we think about it, and see if our perspectives or our understandings have changed and given us more clarity so that we can make better decisions in terms of the future movement that we're taking, the North Node in Gemini, in terms of where we're going now. And remember, that is also in that trine to Saturn. Saturn is the master builder. Saturn is going retrograde in Aquarius. And so we're also using this period of time to reform our ideas of what we want to build going forward, to restructure our goals and our vision of the future and what we want that to look like based on our new understandings of things that maybe we didn't have the full picture of before, but we really need this information in order to have clarity so that we can make good decisions about what we want to build going forward. And that is really the whole process that we're in right now. And also with Jupiter coming to this degree today, as the moon is conjuncting the North Node, opposing the South Node, shining the light on the South Node, reflecting on the past, we have Jupiter who rules the South Node. Remember, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so when it comes to the South Node, we have to pay attention to Jupiter. Jupiter is at a petrified forest, and so we are getting a real good view of all that has gone on today, kind of frozen in place, so that we can do the whole Mercury retrograde square Neptune with the sun thing. Look at it, reevaluate, get more information, get more facts, look at it from different perspectives, different viewpoints, reevaluate, reanalyze, and figure out what, like, where we're actually at. We're processing things. This is also a big processing what has gone on day, as tomorrow we will be getting another big dose of eclipse energetics, things that are being eclipsed out of our life, that are being taken out of our life, and also with this solar eclipse opening up new things for us to bring into our life with the sun and the moon in proximity to the North Node and in Gemini, and with Mercury retrograde and square to Neptune. Things that we're learning right now are going to change our viewpoint of things that have gone on in the past, and that is going to do a lot to help us release and move on from that past. We get a full view, a petrified view of it right now to analyze and to look at and to gain those new perspectives from. And then once we gain more clarity about what has happened, it will be easier for us to move on and to let things go and to evolve out of those situations. So that's really all that we're dealing with today. Not too much today, but we are set up for this eclipse tomorrow. And I mean, I say not too much because, you know, there's just been so many direct aspects hitting lately, but really there is a lot going on because this Mercury retrograde conjuncting the sun in square to Neptune is a big, strong, energetic, as well as the moon today going to line up with the North Node. Pay attention, keep your ears open, you know, pay attention to signs and synchronicities, ask for guidance. Really, another aspect of this is we're all being called to sort of refine our ability to connect to our own internal guidance system, our gut feelings, our own common sense, and also our ability to connect to our intuition and to receive inspiration and guidance and signs and signals and executing on those and following our urges and really aligning with the divine path that is being set and laid out for us right now. And how we do that is by paying attention to what comes onto our path and making note of it and being open to opportunities and to changes, because the direction that this eclipse is going to take many of us is going to be a drastically different direction, and filled with experiences. There's experiences that are radically different from a lot of experiences that we've had in our lives so far. This is taking us in like radically different directions and down completely new paths a lot of times, and things that we never would have thought of or even imagined for ourselves. We're finding ourselves in those situations, and it's a really very, very important time to be as adaptable as possible and to really try not to be resistant to either what we have to let go of or the new things that are coming in. You know, they might be very foreign to us, but we still need to be open-minded and as accepting of them as possible, because we're all going through these really, really deep internal transformations right now. That is, with the black moon and trying to Saturn, and trying to Pluto, this is not conscious. This is happening in a very, very unconscious way. And by the time that we get through this month, and especially by the time that we get through this summer, we are going to find in a lot of cases that we're just completely different people than we were before all of this. And we're heading into a period of a lot of conflict, possibly within families and within relationships, and that is going to have a lot to do with these subconscious changes that are happening, and that are happening, you know, behind the scenes, and that we don't even realize are happening, but are making us into fundamentally different people. And when we come out the other side, it's going to really be like a shakeup and a toss-up in terms of what stays in our life, the relationships that stay in our life, and what comes in, and the new types of people and circumstances and environments that we feel comfortable in, because we're all getting back to our original authenticity and who we truly are, and learning to value ourselves for that instead of our ability to mold ourselves into someone else's box, someone else's idea of what we should be. That is not the direction of things going forward. The direction of things going forward is really making the most out of what we truly are, and using that to build our lives around, and to build our family units around, and to build our environment and our whole world around going forward. And everybody's going to be doing that individually, and it's going to create just a lot of changes, especially as we have Mars. Mars will be moving into Leo soon, which means he will be moving into an opposition with Saturn and a square to Uranus. And we have some conflicting times ahead, but and, you know, it's like I said, I think it's going to have a lot to do with just the changes that are happening under the surface of things, and the outcome of that, the consequences of that, and the realignment that that is going to cause, and the conflict that comes about as a result of that. But this really is all pushing us into a much better place, because remember, Uranus is very much a driving factor of all that's going on right now, of all of these energetics, of all of the changes that are happening. And Uranus is a silver lining planet. Whatever Uranus is involved in, a lot of times is not comfortable as it's happening, but once it's over, it's like, thank God that happened, because if it didn't, this wonderful thing, this wonderful thing, this wonderful thing, and this wonderful thing never would have happened, and I wouldn't be in this position that I'm at now. So that's what we're all going through collectively as we build this age of Aquarius. We're in another fundamental building week of that, with this eclipse going on in trine to Saturn, the nodes in trine to Saturn, Mercury moving backwards now, back towards the nodes in trine to Saturn, and all of the revelations, all of the new information, all of the new perspectives, the new understandings, the new learnings, everything. So another big day in the process of our revision of our viewpoint of reality. That's probably the best way to put it. So that's my video for today, you guys. Moving into the eclipse energy tomorrow, it's already being activated. It's been being activated all week, but it's very active today. And just be as adaptable as possible. Try to go with the flow of things, and realize that everything that happens now is truly aligning us with our highest and our best path forward. So if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think that this is something that they would be interested in. And join my Facebook group. Aubrey Stars on Facebook, if you guys want to come over there and join the conversation. And ring the bell if you want notifications every time I upload a video, and comments. Leave me your comments. I love you guys' comments. You guys are amazing. So I will see you back here tomorrow for my video on the eclipse, and I am wishing everybody a very beautiful moon conjunct north node day. Pay attention to signs, destiny, fated things going on. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.